What's up, y'all? What's going on, man? Friday night. What's going on? Let me see what's happening, man. Did I get this right? Is the live on? There you go. There you go. There we go.
Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
There we go. What's up with everybody, man? Hit that like button, man. Let me get my coffee. Hold up. Let me get my coffee. Who is that right there? The first one in here. Who is that? Who the first one in here? Probably Jamil. Oh no, it's one. Okay. Normally it'd be Jamil. Oh no, it was Big Lou. Big Lou was in here first. Y'all make sure y'all go on my website and get my books, man. Y'all make sure y'all go on my website and get my books, man. You understand? The link is underneath this video. Gunby Publishing.bigcartel.com. What's going on? I got the coffee. Yo, Juan, what's up, man? AES Corpus in the building. Big Lou in the building. Welcome to the show, man. If you want to call it a show. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank all my channel members, man. Big Lou, thank you for your channel membership support. AES Corpus, thank you for your channel member support. Appreciate y'all. Make sure you hit that like button. All the dudes that got the little badge next to their name on my channel members, you'll see their name appears in green. They pay a monthly fee of $10 a month to be channel members. They support me, so I support them. We work, we help support each other. You know, and today, man, I want to talk about, things I had to do to free my mind from things that were holding me back. So many things, and I'm not necessarily, I don't want to get into, a drug-a-log and my alcohol and my drug, because that's so long ago. I mean, that happened over 30 years ago, 33 to be exact. But I'm speaking about like frames of mind, right? Attitudes of mind that I fostered, right? That I allowed to grow in my mind, that held me back for many years. Let's talk about fear, right? For a number of years, for a big number of years, decade, over a decade, maybe 2 decades, excuse me, maybe even 3 decades, man, I allowed fear to, Rod D, thank you for your channel membership, man. I allowed fear to hold me back in many, many ways, man, and prevent me from, advancing and moving forward in my life. Negative thinking, right, is another one, right, which is rooted in fear. And what else? I had to get my other camera ready, y'all. Hold on, I gotta get this thing up. All right, here we go. But all of these different attitudes of mine, man. Laziness, man. Quan, what's up, man? Procrastination, laziness, impatience, projecting worst case scenario. All of these different things was in my mind, man, that held me back from accomplishing and achieving, things that I should have been able to do, man. Doing a half-assed job on things, rushing through things, not giving it my all, not giving it my absolute best. Blaming other people for my problems, blaming other people for my life. Childhood perceptions that I carry into adulthood, right? As an adult, all these things held me back, man. They were like shackles on my brain. And I'm looking at the people walking by outside. I had to free myself from those things, man. I had to free myself from those things, man. Before I could do anything different, before I could change. Before I can change myself, I had to change my thinking. Right? And when I changed my thinking, I changed my life. Howard Cooper, what's up, man? I see you. Thank you for your channel membership, Howard. Free my mind from a lack of faith, lack of belief, self-doubt, self-hatred, holding myself hostage to things I did in my past, right? An inability to let go of the past, constantly reliving past experiences that are not beneficial to me. They offer me nothing good. These past experiences offer me nothing good. But I constantly bring them up. I constantly relive them in my mind. And this is a deep one, right? There was a point in my life when I didn't understand that I was able to redefine who I was. That I was really able, on my own, with my own choice, with my own decision, I was able to redefine who I was. That how I was raised and who I was told I was when I was raised, who I was led to believe I was, who I was indoctrinated to believe I was through propaganda, or whether it was from the people that raised me. You know, it was such a happy experience, man. It was such a great day. It was such a spiritual experience when I realized and accepted it as fact and believed it, that I could redefine who I was. I could change who I was through a redefinition of myself. Right? And once I learned that I was able to redefine who I was and change my perception of who I was, man, a lot of freedom came my way. You know, a lot of freedom came my way. And with that freedom came opportunities. And with that freedom, taking them shackles off my mind, taking them handcuffs off my brain. You know, what came along with that, man, was self-belief. Belief in my abilities, man. A whole new world opened up to me, man. And what was dope about it was that I didn't need nobody else's approval to change my self-perception of who I was, right? And redefine who I was. No matter how long you knew me, no matter, and see, a lot of people had who they thought I was etched in their mind, that's Sean, and he gonna always be Sean. MZ, what's up? Thank you for your channel membership. You know, and family has a, Jamil, what up, man? Thank you for your channel membership. Family has, it's really very prevalent in your relationships with the suckers that you related to in your family, right? Because they are the last ones, they have this perception of you, and you know, they have this perception of you, or who you was when you was a child, and that's who they think you are. It's like you're frozen in time in their minds, right? And you know, they're really taken aback and they're really shocked when they find out that, you know, you no longer that person anymore. That person who they knew is gone. That person is dead. You know, all these hang-ups, man, I had. You know, all these hang-ups. And I'm so glad I don't got them no more. I mean, I totally redefined who I was, man. 100%. You know, I no longer let the world tell me who I am. You know, I'll tell you who I am. I'll express to you exactly who I am. You will know. And that was when I was able to do that, man, when I understood that, and when I was able, and when I started implementing that in my life, man, I gained a tremendous amount of power and a tremendous amount of control over myself and over my life. Because it was a time in my life, man, I didn't think, you know, I thought, you know, my life was already written by God. I thought my life, you know what I'm saying? Somebody else was in control of my life. That was an untruth. You know, I am 100% in control of my judgment. I'm 100% in control of my choices. I'm in 6,000% control of my decisions, my choices, the things I do. That's all on me. Howard Cooper, thank you for the super chat. Facts, Sean. That's why I've been going through with fam. I've outgrown them. They thought I was the same Lil Howard. Ain't no question. They did the same thing to me. You know, and you kind of got to stay away from them because you don't want to bust nobody upside the head to, and sometimes you may have to in order to drive the point home and get the point across that, you know, I'm not that person anymore, man. I'm different, right? Violence is a source of communication. Violence is a means of communication. Speaking is a means of communication. Viewing, observing, right, is a way in which we communicate. Our body language is a way in which we communicate. Violence is a way in which we communicate. Being passive is a way in which we communicate. We constantly communicate. Let's talk now. If we're going to go live and we're going to do a power talk, let's talk. It's 100% communication. Self-defense is a form of communication. Fighting back is a form of communication. Right? Allowing yourself to be used and abused is a form of communication. Allowing yourself to be disrespected and talked to any kind of way is a form of communication. Everything that I do is a form of communication. Everything. The way I carry myself is a form of communication. The way I stand, the way I walk, the way I talk, the way my body looks, the way my hygiene looks, the way my beard and my hair, if I'm groomed, do I have a nice haircut, is a form of communication. Am I dressed decent, is a form of communication. These are all impressions that we give off. I want to thank everybody for hitting that like button. But I have to free me. Me freeing myself. No Republican can free Sean Gunby. No Democrat can free Sean Gunby. No president can free Sean G. Jesus cannot free Sean G. The Prophet Muhammad or Allah cannot free Sean G. Buddha, Confucius, Yahweh, Siddhartha, Arjun, Greek philosophy, ancient Egyptian mystical teachings. Nothing external to me can free me. I am the only one that can free my mind. I have total control over my being. I could choose life or I could choose death. And as free as my mind is as free as my spirit is. As imprisoned and as locked up as my mind is as imprisoned and locked up my spirit is. And therefore my world is. I was sitting here today. And I was doing some reading. I went back and I was looking at some of the things I used to write when I was in prison. I used to write a lot. I used to read a lot. And if I want to do something, if I want to be somewhere, all I have to do is envision it, right? Right? Visualize it, envision it, right? Imagine it. This is how powerful these different chambers of the mind are. That's all I have to do. And it will materialize. The physical, material manifestation is just a matter of time if I can see it in my mind. No matter what it is. And it does not discriminate, and it does not matter whether I'm envisioning a negative outcome or visualizing a negative occurrence, or if I'm envisioning a beautiful outcome, or if I'm visualizing an extraordinary experience. Whatever I put in my mind is what it will be. And that's where mind control comes in. Controlling my thoughts. Control my thoughts, I control my life. All of these things, man, you know, sometimes I look and I get pissed off and I say, man, I was miseducated, man. I was misled. I was misinformed. I was lied to. I was a victim of propaganda. And I say, well, Sean, you know, it's fucked up that you've come into this knowledge of self and this understanding of self and this love of self and these different chambers of the mind that you can now activate and you could draw upon. And you had to wait until your late 40s, early 50s to gain some type of control or some sense of mastery over these different powers and sciences of the mind, right? And I say, well, man, what it would have been if you was able to grasp, or if you was taught or given access to this type of teaching in your late teens, early 20s, late 20s, early 30s. You know, what could I have done? But then I have to realize that, you know, when you're young, when I was young, I was impressionable. I was looking for leadership. And I think this holds true for many young people. And when I mean young, I mean like in your teens and 20s. And, you know, you're susceptible to whatever. And it's only through life experience, man. It's only through my life experiences. You know, practical. You know, empirical research, not theoretical research, empirical research, right? I actually lived this life. And this is how I learned these things that now I'm aware of. And you know, I don't think I could have learned it any other way. Right? I think something, I mean, I could get disappointed all I want, but I don't think you can learn these things any other way. There's no better teacher than experience. Right? What's better than that? But I was sitting down, I was reading today, man, and I felt empowered, right? I felt empowered. I felt instantly when I was reading this information, it ignited something in me, right? It made me feel alive, and it immediately communicated to me and let me know that the days that I let go by and I don't read anything positive, I don't, you know, build on myself, I'm cheating myself. Because everything that I wrote down in there, man, is success oriented. Everything that I wrote down is success oriented, right? Is love oriented. Everything that I wrote down is positive. Everything that I wrote down in there, is empowering. To empower me. To speak life into me. It's for me to speak life into me. And I got good results today, man. My thoughts were on point. You know, this universe is about power. I was reading in As a Man Thinketh, but I had the As a Man Thinketh by James Allen, but it was 5 books all into one. I think one of them might have been Mastery of Destiny or something. But what it said in there is something to this effect. Don't quote me verbatim, but it said that this was a power evolving universe, right? That this universe operates based on power. It don't operate based on sympathy. It don't operate based on favors. It don't operate based on kindness. It don't operate based on weakness. Right? It don't operate based on being lethargic, procrastination, hesitation, being hesitant. No. This universe operates on power. This is power. And I'm watching all the stuff on TV. I'm just as probably engaged in World War III, in NATO, Russia, Ukraine, China, America. I'm watching just as much as probably you are, just to keep my finger on the pulse and see what lies they telling. But this power evolving universe has nothing to do with that type of power in my life. But if you look at what's going on, You have a bunch of different people vying for power. But this power evolving universe that I'm talking about, this power I'm talking about is the power of me, the power of self. You know, and I have to free my mind from that, right? There's nothing I could do, me personally. I have my opinions on everything that's going on in the world. I have my prejudices. I have my thoughts, my feelings, and my opinions about what's going on. But I have a right understanding and I have a right, honest perception of myself that there's absolutely nothing I can do as an individual to change anything. Nobody will listen to me, right? And that I have to continue to live my life, right? And free my mind from what NATO is doing and from what Russia's doing and what China's doing and what the United States is doing. And I have to continue to maintain and master my life. Hey, if it go down, it's gonna go down, right? I'm right here in New York. I'm about 12 miles from Midtown Manhattan, from Times Square. So if it go down, I'm gonna be out of here quick. I'm gonna probably be one of the first ones out of here. But I'm not gonna sit around and commiserate and anticipate what may or may not happen, right? Because one thing I do know is that all of these countries and all these rich and powerful people that are trying to impose their will upon the planet, they love their life just as much as I love mine, and they don't want to die either. They don't want to die either. Don't none of them want to die. So that being said, hey, they want to live too. So I know that for a fact, so I continue on with living my life. I don't get caught up in none of that. I got things to do, right? And I believe in some kind of way I'll survive it anyway, no matter what happens. I'm gonna make it. Yep. Well, there's nobody that's held me back more than myself, man. There's nobody that's held me back more than myself in my life. And it's all been up here. It's all been up here. But I got a good understanding. I got good control over my mind now. I got a pretty good idea on what I'm doing. You know, so, you know, I'm okay. I want to appreciate y'all for coming through, man, and checking me out on this Friday night. What time is it? 6 o'clock. Shout out to all my people in Europe, other parts of the world that are up late watching this. Andre Drummond, I saw you. What's up, Compliment King? Compliment King, thank you for your channel membership, man. I appreciate you. Time changes this Sunday. What, to go forward or back? Go forward, right? 1 hour? I thought they were supposed to be stopping that or something. Somebody was telling me they was going to be stopping that. Yeah, forward 1 hour. So I really ain't got much more to say, man. I'm just, what I'll probably do after I get over here is go back and do some more reading, man. Do some more reading. There's so much potential inside of me, man. I got so much potential. And it's in my best interest to use it while I can. Because a dead man in the graveyard can't use none of his potential that he had. It's over. It's over. So it would behoove me, and it's incumbent upon me, to make the best of my life while I can. Right? And to hold myself accountable and hold myself responsible for my life. Howard Cooper, thanks for the super chats for the night, man. Shout out to all my members. Everybody go on my website, get my books. GunbyPublishing.bigcartel.com. I appreciate y'all. Catch up with y'all later. Peace.